The Eastern European DPC returns here with Division 2, and we're going to be watching our second best of 3 of the day. It is going to be X3 versus PuckChamp. For those of you that are just joining us, we had Hydra versus Rise Esports at the start of the day, but because Hydra crushed Rise in two 30-minute games, we had more than an hour break here between the first and the second series, but the time is up and Dota will return. So X3 versus PuckChamp, this is going to be an interesting one. I'm hoping for a close game. Overall, very interesting two teams. X3 very inconsistent. PuckChamp, we can say that as well. PuckChamp a little bit more early game oriented. They have been known to end the games early, but whenever it goes late, or almost whenever it goes late, they end up losing. Though the longest game overall in the Eastern European DPC Division 2 has been played by them versus Cybercats, 87 minutes, and they did win in the end, though it was looking like they were going to be winning that one super early on. X3, they didn't really bounce back from their Nesphere disconnect. I don't know, guys, if you were watching that one on the 13th of February. I was casting X3 versus Sigma, and X3, they crushed game number 1. They were crushing game number 2, and then there was a power outage. Nesphere, he didn't have his internet, didn't have power for quite some time, and they ended up not having him for 5 minutes in the game. So it is what it is in PuckChamp. We see how they play. Yeah, Pudge CM. Early game oriented, right? You might not be able to push high ground, but you're gonna get something that is gonna allow you to do that. So they allow the Broodmother to go through, and they immediately have a response for it. So what's it gonna be? It's gonna be a Hoodwink. X3 Hoodwink has been so bad in terms of win rate. It was played 19 times, guys. It has 26% win rate.
Radiant team back.
5 and 14 on this hero. So I'm not really liking that I'm seeing it alone. He has mostly played the Tiny. They're going to be banning that one out right now. I doubt the Dark is going to be playing the Hoodwink. But overall, how I'm looking at this one. PuckChamp, if they win, they're going to be winning in like 30 minutes. If they lose, it is going to be them doing well in the early game, and then just dropping the ball in the mid game, early late game and stuff like that, and then X3 getting the victory. Of course, it could be long games as well. X3, they did play very long games against Cybercats, 55 and 75 minutes on February the 14th, but they lost both of those. PuckChamp on the same day, they did play quite long games against Rise Esports, but they did win both of them still. That's the thing, you know. Sometimes the games can go longer, but overall, throughout the DPC, PuckChamp have been winning pretty early games. You know, 33 minutes against Cybercats, against Sigma 21 minutes. I think that was the fastest one that we had. Let me see anything else against HF, 25 minutes and 32 minutes. So they tend to want to snowball. So we'll see if they'll be able to do that against X3 as well here in the in game number 1. They do have the heroes to crush the Brood in the lane. Pudge and the CM have been the go-to counters for Broods, for Beastmasters. That is something you don't want to be laning against for sure. And PuckChamps, they know how to play this one. I would argue that Shigetsu is probably like the best carry of Division 2. Yeah, okay, Dream is very good on Hydra, but Hydra as a team is looking very good, right? But
5 seconds remaining.
Overall, when you look at it, Shigetsu has been looking amazing. He brought the Marcy into the meta. It was used then in some third-party tournaments by Division 1 teams as well. So I'm hoping to see more from this guy. They're gonna ban out Dirsa, which is one of Shigetsu's best heroes, and he understands just how strong it can be against the Pudge. So you don't want to be playing against that one. The DP does get banned out. I'm liking that it's getting banned out because Division 2 teams haven't really been able to utilize the hero all that well. 8 wins, 13 losses, 38% win rate on this hero in Division 2. So it has been looking pretty bad. I want to see how Bat has been looking in the...
Dire team ban.
It's 8 and 8. Much better than in Division 1. In Division 1, it had like 30% win probability. Win rate, sorry. Invoker does get banned out, so Young G is not going to be playing that one. Young G has been looking quite good. I feel like the position 1 and 2 of PuckChamp have been doing really well. Of course, Malik, Danielle until the end, they're also very good, but some games they're just inconsistent. Shigetsu and Young G have been consistently solid. And that is what you need. If you want to go forward from Division 2, you need to be consistently solid. PuckChamp, they only lost 1-0 series thus far. That was against Cybercats. And to be honest, they... no, actually, they won against Cybercats. They lost against Sigma. Sorry, so that was at the start. So the second day on February the 2nd. They've been looking pretty solid and forward from that one and looking better and better every series. They did 2-0 Rise Esports. Rise Esports did win against X3. If I remember correctly, yeah, 2-1. So this should be a victory for a PuckChamp on paper, but let's see how it goes. You know, you never know. It definitely should be closer than the previous series that we watched. So the Rubik does come out finally. He's not gonna be ignored today. He wasn't picked. He was banned one series in the last ban phase. So that's something that very rarely happens. Tier 1 teams, they favor him so much that he's almost always the first pick or a ban. At least in the Eastern Europe. So you see Rubik, usually on the third and fourth pick, 16, 17, we see a Tusk or a Tiny plus something else. So I think the Tusk here does make a lot of sense considering that the supports of PuckChamp are very, very squishy. And the Pudge doesn't like playing against Heavy Burst, which the Tusk does bring. So it could be a decent Tusk game here for X3 plus Net in our world does play it, so I wouldn't write it off for sure. Clock is still in the pool, which, you know, against the Pudge, against the Rubik, sometimes isn't going to work out too well, but it can be something that X3 wants to go for. What's it gonna be? So, X3. We're gonna go for the bat. Not that great against the Pudge. Not great against the CM either. Once you get the BKB, it's a bit different. Then they're gonna go for the clock. Okay, that was an expected one. The bat I did not expect. Now, Young G, is he gonna be feeling good to go for an Ember against this one? Ember does look really good in this game, to be honest. Not a lot of... easy to connect hard lockdown on him.
10 seconds
he can pretty much, you know, stay safe from everything of this. And he is gonna go for the Ember. All the time we see an Ember versus the bat, and I have to say with the supports of PuckChamp, they're very good at rotating and killing the bat, whereas X3, they need to get close. If you get close to the Ember, you're in so much trouble from the Rubik and the CM, so I'm liking this for PuckChamp so far.
10 seconds
the only thing they're lacking is tower push, so I think that if you're X3 right now, you're banning like Lycans, Enigmas, that sort of thing. That's something that PuckChamp might want to take. Yeah, there's the Lycan. So they played Darkseer in the past. That could be a good one, to be honest. If you're getting something that can be countered by it, yes, you don't have push, but you're gonna have the utility to stand your ground. But I do think that tower push is a necessity. So yeah, like an Enigma are probably gonna be the targets, even though PuckChamp, they haven't played a single Enigma.
5 seconds remaining.
They have played Lesh, but as a mid laner. I don't know if there's anything else. Tidehunter comes to mind as a potential one, though. I would get rid of the Enigma if I was X3. Maybe a Nature's Prophet, but it wouldn't go too well with PuckChamp's lineup. They do have a frontliner in the Pudge, but they are up against the Clockwork, and you are gonna be double range in a lane.
10 seconds.
So I would probably let that one through if I'm X3.
5 seconds remaining.
Is there anything else that comes to mind as a sieger, as a map spreader?
Radiant
those are the two. Visage. I'm gonna ban out the Magnus. That would be a good hero with the Rubik. I wouldn't like it overall though. So I'm not the biggest fan of that ban. X3 will probably go for something like a Drow Sniper. I think Sniper ban does make a lot more sense because you have the Pudge, you have the Ember. These two are gonna have ways of getting on top of the Drow. Whereas
5 seconds remaining.
You know, Sniper could be a big problem if you go for anything push like here. And added vision is always nice for X3. During nighttime for PuckChamp, it's going to be impossible to go in. Though, to be honest, PuckChamp, they just want to be running around the map constantly. This is a clear PuckChamp lineup. Rise Esports played this type of a lineup just, you know, in the previous series. They dropped the
Dire
ball
team pick.
quite a lot. We're going to ban out DSF. Okay. That makes sense as well. So what's left? Drow, Sniper, Medusa. Maybe Luna. I wouldn't hate the Luna. You do have things to buffer up if the Brood does go for those kind of items.
10 seconds remaining.
But the Drow would probably be
Radiant team
the one to
pick.
go for. The Science is
Drow
just way too
Ranger.
nice. Yep, they're gonna go for that one. So gap close. You could go for something like a Centaur. That does make sense. Goes well with the Rubik if you're gunning for lane win and good catch. The problem I have with the Centaur is that
10
doesn't scale
seconds
that well.
remaining.
Doesn't really provide too much
5
to push
seconds
except from
remaining.
the retaliate. Tusk is still in the pool. If you want to play an offlane Tusk, that is gonna be literally only the laning phase, crush him. But overall, Tusk is a good hero for PuckChamp. You could still go for an Enigma. I would not hate it. You could still go for an Aegis Prophet. I don't like it overall.
Choose your hero.
It's gonna be a tide. Okay, that is something that they played in the past. Malik knows how to deal with that one. As you look at X3's lineup, they really don't have anything for the tide. Really nothing, literally, for it. Just put him in cogs and hope that he doesn't get out ever. Because if you even try to go for him, he's gonna go for the Ravage. He's good against the Brood. He's good against the Bat. I'm loving this PuckChamp lineup. The only problem I have with it, their ability to take objectives is very limited. But the thing is that if they play fast, and that's what PuckChamp were good at throughout the DPC, you are going to be overwhelming X3. And X3's lineup, yes, they have late game potential, but they need to consistently scale. It's not like, okay, we can just farm our Drow right now and she's going to win. No, you need every single one of your heroes on supports in the path to have good levels, and Sugarrat to be able to control the map. Against PuckChamp, controlling the map with the Brood, very hard. Supports, very easy to bring down. Natty Narwhal, also going to be in a little bit of trouble. So I think that those early 15-20 minutes, PuckChamp got it, and I think they can win the game from that one. So I'm going to be going for their side. But if there's constant scaling, if there's constant kind of stalemate on the map, then X3 are going to have a much better shot. Though I have to say X3 have been good at laning, right? And they've been good at the late game. But mid game, they have sometimes dropped the ball, and that is where PuckChamp are the strongest. So I do believe Radiant side is going to be taking this game number one. And I actually think it's going to be a very fast one, you know, from the draft. It doesn't have to be, but there is a chance that they just overwhelm you. I'm hoping now we get to see how you play the Crystal Maiden. With this hero, you constantly have to be fighting. With that being said, we do have a game on our hands, but before we go into it, we're going to have a word from our sponsors over at EGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
And we get ourselves into game number one of the last series of the day. It is going to be PuckChamp versus X3 here. Game number one. Who's going to be the victor? We're going to be finding out in the next 2-3 hours here, guys. X3, I'm just hoping they're not tilted. They had that series against Sigma YNT a couple of days ago in the bag, and they had some unfortunate things happen to them. Hopefully that's not going to be happening now. And then they lost to Cybercats 2-0. They did play long games, but it ended up being bad for them in the end anyways. Let's see now, is there gonna be any differences in this one? There is gonna be a pause. Rehost is needed. Not really sure what the problem is, but the admins are asking for a rehost. They're probably gonna be given a reason. What is that one? Yeah, something is wrong. There's something on the screen. Someone entered as a coach there, so that is why a rehost will be needed. We're gonna be waiting a little bit before we get into that game again. I saw that there was something wrong there, but no, it is what it is. Mistakes do happen in the lobby, and we're gonna be rehosting that one. Nothing happened. Nothing big happened. Only smokes, a couple of words placed, so The game will be remade there. Everything is fine right now. That is, I think someone just got into the coach slot. Was it a caster, or it wasn't me? Not in the lobby currently, because I have such good production who are giving me every single thing that I want. Also, we have a very good observer who's making sure that we don't miss any of the kills on the map, and that is very nice coming out from him. So we are gonna have to wait a little bit, and while we're waiting, you're gonna have to enjoy my lovely face while I'm giving you some info here for these two teams. As I mentioned, the Snapfire the Hoodwink did look pretty bad so far in this one. Batrider, we're gonna be seeing him now, but he's 8th. And how's the Ember looking? Ember is actually having a very underwhelming win percentage. He's 5 and 8, 38%. That is 38.5. But overall, I mean, the performances I've seen from Ember Spears, they know what they're doing, but it seems like the teams just don't use the aggression of the hero way too much. That is a problem. In this game in particular, PuckChamp are really going to have to be using the siege creeps for the first towers to fall, especially the mid lane. So you need to be able to bring your heroes to the mid lane around the time of the siege creep or a little bit beforehand to secure vision, to secure fights there, because your heroes don't push at all, right? That's why you're going to be needing this tide to threaten with the Ravage. You don't want to be using it. Maybe in the lane, once you get level 6, you use it that time, you get the kill after that. It's all about posturing. It's all about positioning. You use it only for an overwhelming fight, because if you use it, then your enemies can go for your towers. You cannot defend them. You cannot fight, and you cannot push yourself. So it's going to be very important for PuckChamp to play around those Ravage timings. So I'm very curious to see how well they're going to be... they are going to be using those. Weaver played only 4 times. That's an interesting one, considering we have Shigetsu here, and he really hasn't played it all that much. Goes to show just how weak the hero is when no one is playing him. He was constantly using him, and now it's just not working out. At least not in Division 2. I've seen him in some other regions, you know, do a bit better. Division 1, it was played only once. Did not win. So in Eastern Europe, in Division 1, Dire Radiant, not that big of a difference, 48 to 52. But in Division 2, it's the same actually. So, you know, no Dire advantage here. We are waiting for that re-lobby. The lobby has been rehosted, so we should be getting into the game fairly soon. I'm hoping we do get that one on the roll here. Clockwork in that game. Clockwork has been pretty successful, especially on the Dire side, which does make sense, because from the Radiant side, you are better at controlling the Roche later, right? So later in the game, you don't really need better vision around the pit, right? And the Clockwork doesn't necessarily help you in securing the Roche. It helps you in defending the Roche. As a Radiant side, you don't defend the Roche. As a Radiant side, you defend the Roche early on, right? If you're Dire, on the other hand, you want to defend the Roche in the later portions of the game. That's where the Clockwork really comes into play. So it's normal that he's going to have a better win rate on the Dire side. Scratch that, actually. Actually, he has a better win percentage of the Radiant side. Okay. I don't have an explanation for that one. I missed the hero. So the most picked hero was the Treant, and actually has over 50% win rate, which is insane, guys, actually. You know, because he's been first picked every single game, and that's the thing. That just goes to show how slow things are in Division 2 compared to other divisions. When a hero is being picked early on, that much, and he has over 50, almost 60% win rate, it just goes to show how much of a difference he's making. And to make that much of a difference with a static hero, with a hero that is that doesn't provide pretty much any aggression, it's a problem. We see in Division 1, it was 46% win rate on the Treant Protector. I just love these little details. Just how much they show by upping the tempo of the game. That's the only thing you do. You're playing the same areas. You're playing the map in the same way. People are controlling the same parts of the map. But the thing is, then in Division 1, it's faster from one side to the other, left, right, left, right, left, right. Whereas in Division 2, it's more control, more stable, more people staying in their place. And that's where the Treant Protector shines, right? He cannot really help too much in increasing the tempo of the game. He can help in slowing it down, and he thrives when it's slowed down. So that's why we're seeing that kind of a difference between him in Division 1 and in Division 2. So guys, for you that don't know, maybe don't follow Wikipedia or anything standings related, Hydra has already secured their spot going forward. Sigma, Y&T are 4-2. So if they win versus HF, and they probably will, they're one of the top contenders to go forward. PuckChamp, they're 3-1. If they win every single series until the end, they obviously won't be having to go into any kind of tiebreakers. The problem is that their last series of PuckChamp is against Hydra, so and also they have to play Y&T, and it's not certain they're going to be winning this one either. So PuckChamp, they have a road ahead of them, and in best case scenario, I think they're 5-2. And Sigma, Y&T, they are playing against HF on the final day. So I'm pretty certain we're going to be getting some tiebreakers. I'm not really sure how many, but there might be 2 or 3 tiebreakers going our way, which would be very nice there. Every single tiebreaker is played. I don't know if the ones for the 7th and the 8th place are going to be played, because there's no money involved, there's no DPC points involved, there's nothing involved for the 7th and the 8th place. So I'm going to assume that those are not going to be played. But in Division 1, they did put that every single tiebreaker is played because of DPC points, because of money, because if you guys remember, Virtus Pro didn't make it to the previous TI because of, you know, a 1 DPC point or even less than that, because they were rounding it up, and then there was some controversy. Wikipedia was saying one thing, Valve said another one. In the end, it is going to be Valve who make the final decision, but it ended up not being communicated too well, and so for that to not happen, and for those things not to be an issue, every single tiebreaker will be played. Head-to-head matchups do not matter. It's all about wins, losses. That's it. That's the only thing. The only tiebreaker rules that exist is basically, if it's a 2-way tie, it's a best of 3. If it's a 3-way tie, it's a best of 1 between those. That's literally it. So we are still waiting for the game to start. Hopefully we do get some info on when we are going to be going into the game. Hopefully there are no problems with the lobby, with anything like that. We are already now a little bit behind schedule because of what happened, but it is what it is. Let's see. Is still waiting a bit. Okay, so I'm getting info from my production. Yes, thank you. Yes, okay. So the admins production, they're saying there's gonna be 1 or 2 minutes more left in wait. Hopefully everything is okay. I'm just hoping that X3 don't get any kind of issues with their players again. I'm hoping you guys are excited for the major. Right, I know that there is the patch that has been here for a long time, but to be honest, in my mind, a lot was changed when the Wraith Pact was changed as well. So, you know, it is not the same meta that it used to be. on TI, so we're not going to be getting another big tournament on the same meta. It's a bit different, but different heroes are being played. Yes, there are heroes that seem to be overpowered, but mark my words here, just write it there. Harry Freak said Lina is going to get absolutely demolished in the major. And you'll see that that's the case. And one of the main heroes to do so is going to be a Marcy. And I think that is a good approach for Eastern European teams who have been playing a bit of Marcy. Carry Marcy. That is going to be their approach to placing well in the major, because Eastern European teams haven't been looking the greatest. They've been looking okay, but not the greatest. So I feel like that's going to be one of the X factors. If you guys remember TI10 Spirit that won, how did they win? They found a way to beat the Tiny, right? They beat OG with the Tiny, they beat PSG LGD with the Tiny. They won the TI. If there is a hero in the meta who feels overwhelmingly strong and you have a way to defeat it, one, you don't have to waste bans on it. Two, everyone is going to be tempted to go for it. Everybody feels like they're invincible with it, and you showed them multiple times that that's not the case. So I'm thinking that that could be a big factor, and both Yadaro and Pure can play that hero quite well here. We need to be talking about about Eastern Europe here, hyping it up a bit. Then in the end, they just end up doing nothing, and that would be pretty sad. But you know, last major. Who won the last major? An Eastern European team, Team Spirit. Now we have Team Spirit that were beaten by Bad Boom in the Division 1. So, you know, major is starting in like 3 days, right? That is true. It's on the 22nd, if I am not mistaken. Yes, from the 22nd of February till the 5th of March. So I don't know if we have any tiebreakers when they're gonna be played. Maybe on the last day, maybe on the 21st. We'll see. We'll see what's gonna be happening there. The game has not been cancelled. I'm reading the chat here, guys. Also, people asked where is Skips. Well, these are solo casts. There are some personal questions also being asked in the chat that will not be answered. Not at this time, not ever. And I'm seeing some. I would presume would be the Chinese letters in the chat, but I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm 99% sure, but then someone will say, no, you know, it's different. It is this part or whatever. But it is a problem. People are also asking based on the picks. I do believe PuckChamp are going to be winning, even though X3 have a solid draft. I feel like PuckChamp are right up in their alley to crush the early game, and that's what they're very good at, crushing the early game. If it does manage to go that way, they're going to be winning the game. And we are, you know, production told me 1-2 minutes, but it didn't go that way. Okay, now I'm getting a reconfirmation. It is going to be 1 minute until the game starts. Everything is ready. Teams should be finishing up in the lobby, and we're going to be starting. I'm hoping no one won, guys. It is not over yet. It didn't even start. We'll see if they do get themselves in the lobby fast enough. It is a remake with same picks. Everything is going to be the same. Can I remember all of the picks? So PuckChamp had a Pudge, a Crystal Maiden, a Rubik, Ember, and what did they last pick? I was certain I knew that one. I'm crazy. The other team, X3, they had a Clockwork. They had a Drow. They had a Hoodwink. They had a Bat. And again, I don't know the offlaner. Just goes to show how much I care about the offlane. Okay, the game is has started right now, so we are gonna be getting ourselves in it right now. There it is. So yeah, offlane Tide and offlane Brood. Yeah, okay. Okay. And there it is, finally, we're in the game, everything is fine, we're seeing that the players are laughing, they're all in a good mood, but after this game, one team is gonna be in an even better one, and the other one, well, they're gonna be slightly annoyed. Be seeing the Brood coming over Sugarat. You have to be careful. He will place a ward. He will be hooked, and he's gonna be in a little bit of trouble. Rubik doesn't want to skill up the lift. It wouldn't have changed the fact that Sugarat would have escaped anyways, and that should be a ward dewarded from one side. Sugarat, he's gonna be sending them some smileys.
Another triumph.
But I don't know if those are supposed to be eyes or whatever, or maybe a smile with a tooth in between and then a smile again. But either way, they did the ward. They're gonna get this one low just to be able to deny it in just one attack if it does come to it. Let's see now who secures the room. The Brood isn't gonna be here. Malik comes over. He needs to be very careful. The battery assault is nothing to be laughed at, and that's gonna be the Tide Hunter getting super low without any regen. He does have 2 mangoes, and some tangos are gonna be given to him. And now we're gonna be seeing our observer for the last time. Not for the last time, but we're gonna be that's his name. Anyways, I would say that's an overused joke. And we are gonna be getting ourselves in the game here. Game number 1 has finally, officially started. And this bottom lane is gonna be very interesting. I think the side lanes actually are gonna be very, very important. And there's immediately we're gonna be seeing the hooks coming through alone. Gets very low. Of course, Hoodwink with 1 tango. He'll pretty much get full given how squishy you are. But that's not really the case. And there it is. Malik does die. Yeah, well, level 1 Drow, level 1 Clockwork, not to be underestimated. And the Tide Hunter, it can be a problem in this game for every single hero of X3, but not if he has a really bad time in lane. And it's very important for a Drow to have a good laning phase. X3, well, they talked about it, their laning phase tends to be very, very good. So PuckChamp need to be very careful not to give them the advantage there. Danielle in some trouble, but they turn around to Dark. He's gonna be getting the cogs, doesn't even want to use them because there's gonna be a rain of arrows flying around, and till the end he gets the kill on the bottom lane. Now they're gonna be going for the Brood as well. If Shigetsu was level 2, Sugarat would be dead as well, but that's not gonna be happening, so he's gonna be okay for now, getting level 2 on Sugarat. The reason why the Pudge is so good against the Brood is because you do not care about the Silken Bola. Which part of the Silken Bola? Not, of course, the slow in the damage. You care about those, but you do not care about the mischance, right? It's 40% on level 1, so a lot of heroes that would otherwise be doing well don't do so well. But mid lane, Young G, already talked about him. He knows what he's doing. If you guys remember G, these times he was one of the best laners. As you know, a lot of Eastern European mid laners were very good at laning, so yeah, he knows what he's doing in terms of laning against the bat. He's going to be doing quite well. Speaking of laning and doing well, Dark is doing pretty bad for himself and will be going down. PuckChamp, they get themselves a kill on the top lane. And in terms of kills, equalize that lane for now. But in terms of CS, the Tide is suffering then again. So is the Drow. This is the thing. You see the differences in lanes. One lane is focusing a bit more on farm. That's where you're going to be seeing more CS. That's the bottom lane. One is focusing more on killing. Though on the bottom lane, the Pudge and the CM want to kill, Sugarat wants to farm. So if there's more CS coming out, it means that X3 are happier with the lane, despite PuckChamp getting that 1 kill. So a stack doesn't come through there for him till the end. He wanted to have a triple stack there on the small camp. Pudge can farm it. X3, not really. This mid lane continues to be hard for the Bat. The thing is, if you play this lane properly, Bat doesn't have good armor, right? So Sleight of Fist does hurt him quite a lot, and he's going for the chains. Daniel in trouble. He's gonna be getting Nesphere closer. Malik doesn't have the mana necessary there. He does need the mana to go. Danielle is going to be taking some damage inside of the cog, but Nesphere has to be careful. If Malik gets on top of him with the gush, with the anchor smash, he can get the kill. Danielle has to be very careful, but for now, we'll be surviving. Finally, top lane, we're going to be seeing a little bit of CS come through. Rubik does have 4 CS, so all in all, the two guys on top do have more. Shergrat caught, and he's gonna be smelling the rot here. Beautiful bushwhack will get the Pudge away, so Shigetsu cannot move forward, but till the end, most definitely can. And this is the power of a CM. When you have both the Crystal Nova and the Frostbite, you're a very, very strong hero. Young G, the way that he's playing this lane, he's keeping the Batrider low, so that's what he's doing. Going for the Sleight of Fist and Chains. But just make sure always that Natty Narwhal is low and that he cannot commit. Even if you kill the creeps, you start diving. The chains at the tower, if you're lower than half HP, you will die. So the bat can never go for you if he is low, and that is allowing you to farm relatively well, which we're seeing is being true now for the Ember. And once the Ember gets level 6, it really very rarely dies to the bat. You need to make a mistake for the bat to catch you and do an overwhelming amount of damage to you. And also look at this Blightstone. Young G, once he gets the Orb of Corrosion, this is the proper way to play against the bat. This is the way that I've seen Embers win against the Batrider Sleight of Fist Chains. Look at him. Look at how sad Natty Narwhal is. He can't really do much here in the lane. So 5 minutes in, we only have 3 kills across the board, but that's somewhat to be expected. You know, not a lot of kills have been happening in the Eastern European DPC early stages of the game, but it's looking pretty solid for PuckChamp so far. Actually, none of their cores have been shut down. That is an important thing to note. So despite PuckChamp farming slightly better, it is not an overwhelming laning victory. Not something that's going to be making a difference in the long run. Nesphere dropping low, the creeps are there. Danielle going for him. He does have 3 stick charges, so Danielle is gonna be deciding not to go for that one, but that means that Nesphere might not be able to farm these creeps properly. Dark is gonna get slapped here, but Danielle wants to use the Fade Bolt onto the Drow Ranger. The sticks do come out, it's not gonna be enough. Gush and the Fade Bolt will be enough. We're not going to be following that one, and alone he does deny the regen rune, so not going to be getting that one. Fighting against the Crystal Maiden, you should think twice, especially because the Ember now has the ulti. Until the end, is going to be chasing onto alone, not to the high ground though. Way too risky to do so. Now PuckChamp are starting to get ahead in the lanes. Couple of kills there. Other than the first blood, everything would go their way. Who gets the knives there? Both of the sentries will die. And Danielle, he gets the lift up. Dark. Up, no cogs. Danielle is okay. The slow from the Drow Ranger, not gonna be enough. Malik now is getting more levels on the Tide. Is becoming scary and scarier. Dark, he has trapped himself in the cogs with the Tide Hunter, as alone dies on the other part of the map where he involved in an epic battle against the CM that he lost. Shergrat is going to be finding out that you cannot win this fight against the Pudge, especially now where he has a Vanguard. A Brood can counter the Pudge, but not with the CM there, right? Because you have so much kill potential early on. The Brood cannot be aggressive on the Pudge, and when you get an early Vanguard, it is just impossible for the Brood to pressure you. Dark trying to stop the pull. He's not gonna be too successful at doing it, so the pull will come through. Kill that creep. Mid lane, Ember does go down. Young G, he thought he was gonna live there, but the Acorn Shot coming into play. He would have lived actually if there was no hoodwink towards the mid lane, but they will be able to get it down. So lasso successful. Ember dies. Something nice on the map for X3. It's very important. Bat is gonna be your space creator. What is also important is Shergrat doesn't die. Maybe if he started running the other direction, it would have been better, but they needed better communication between him and the hoodwink. Bushwhack did come out, not in time, and right, didn't run at the right direction there. Natty Narwhal is gonna be getting the DD rune in the bottle alone. He wants to use the bushwhack, but he's not going to be able to. He's going to be frozen there. He pulled the creeps to do the damage onto him as well. Crystal Nova doesn't have it. The miss. No, it's not going to be coming through alone. He does go down there. Scurry doesn't come into play. DD being used by Natty Narwhal. Natty, though, You're being surrounded. If he gets frozen, he's probably going to be going down. The chains didn't connect. A couple of more hits. And there it is. The Flatterfist does finish him off. Young G thinks about staying in the cogs. He does get himself out. The clockwork kill just isn't worth him getting so low. They get him to the low ground there, into the river. Young G, now he returns, and with a couple of more hits, he's going to be getting that kill. Nicely done there. It does cut on the tree, and the lone is not going to be connecting on the bushwhack. That is why he used the bushwhack a little bit earlier. And then you plant the tree, but Young G is gonna be on point there. And PuckChamp are overtaking this mid lane, which is very important. If you look at the side lanes currently, Pudge is gonna be doing well against the Brood, and the Tidehunter, well, he cannot get pushed out by the Dry. He's gonna be farming better as well. And then if you're winning around the mid lane, there's gonna be a problem. Shigetsu, he might need some help. At some point, Sugarrat will go through his defenses with the spawn Spiderling, so he might be wanting someone to come over. Shigetsu getting gone on. He's gonna turn around, start eating on the spider, but the bushwhack will stop him there. Sugarrat needs to be very careful. A hook kills him, but on the top lane, Nesphere is gonna go down here for sure. Stolen multi-shot. Rubik shows him the taste of his own medicine. They get the kill, not skilling up the gust. Very greedy. And now look at this. With the Orb of Corrosion, the mid lane tower is taking some damage. This is very important for X3 to prevent. But Young G, he understands, even giving his life away, is not that big of a deal. And Narwhal, start to stack a bit. Not gonna be that big of a deal. And PuckChamp continue to do well. Crystal Maiden comes to the mid lane. They're gonna be eating the squirrel. That is a very dead Hoodwink. And now going for Natty Narwhal. If they get the chains, how does he ever get out of this? Well, he probably does not. Till the end has the ulti. He's gonna let it go. You need to use the lasso there, and he's gonna be melting the Crystal Maiden. The thing is, do you get out of this one? It seems like he will. And what was stolen, it is going to be the Rocket Flare for the Rubik. So being level 1, other than the Vision, it's not going to be giving him all that much. They wanted to kill the bat. They got ahead of themselves, but that's going to be the lasso used. So now the Ember is safe for the next 100 seconds. Shigetsu has the Vanguard. He's farming as much as he wants in the bottom lane. The Brood is going to be farming slightly better because you're getting some creeps in the camps as well. But the Crystal Maiden is coming over. I don't really think they can catch the Brood all that easily for a blink, or maybe an Ember does rotate. And this Brood is gonna have a bad game. Sugarrat, he's farming well, but you're up against the Ember, Pudge, and a Tide. Like, all 3 of these heroes are a problem for you at every point in the game, to be honest. Clockwork, this is level 6. He's gonna be lifted up, slowed down, has the cogs. He's gonna get himself far enough away. I thought Malik was really gonna get close there, but not gonna be the case. Gold lead isn't that significant, to be honest. PuckChamp, the problem is, once they take the towers down, it is gonna start being... Because X3, they need to take towers. PuckChamp, they don't have to. But once they do, their control of the map is gonna be quite nice. Drow, not farming the Ancients. It's gonna be giving that to the bat.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So far, no one is applying more pressure, no one is killing the other more, but PuckChamp should be happier with the way the game is going. This Tide gonna be going for a mech next, alone. Fine, Rune on the top lane, that's gonna be secured by PuckChamp, and now they're gonna be bringing more heroes here in the mid lane. PuckChamp, they understand just how dangerous they can be. Pudge doesn't want to show himself until he gets some help from the supports, and the Crystal Maiden is gonna be there. Flatterfist chains, they're gonna have the freeze there. Actually, they don't see alone, so he is gonna be fine. We're hearing Shigetsu farming the map a little bit, and the spiders are gonna be used across the Radiant jungle there, but it doesn't matter. PuckChamp are getting what they want, is the mid lane tower. Now is that time where Malik doesn't really want to use his Ravage, right? Even if he gets a core kill, he's probably just going to be saving that one TP to the bottom lane. Are they going to be defending this one? No, they're going to let Sugarrat take it. This is big for X3. You're up against the Tide, you're up against the Pudge, and they allow you to get the tower as a Brood. That's going to be opening up the map significantly, making the Rubik and the CM pretty viable targets. So right now, for PuckChamp is to never slow down. That is what they want. They want to be everywhere on the map. Right? Just catch people, kill them. Or, in the worst case scenario for them, or worst good case scenario for them, be in the mid lane and force rotations there, because X3 don't want to be fighting around the mid. X3 want to be fighting on the side lanes, catching people, killing them with the sharpshooter. Hook. Ooh, that was close. Regret a little bit too fast there on the fingers and on the movement speed. The Brood will be okay. X3 coming over. He does have the Maelstrom. This is why you're good against the Brood, because there's gonna be so many Maelstrom procs when you use that one, and some nice farm there for Young G, also hindering the farming ability of the Brood Mother. PuckChamp, their next big timing, mech on the tide, axe on the pudge. That is when you go forward, but until you get the blink daggers on those, you're not really that big of a deal. Who gets the arcane rune? It's probably gonna be the bat. No, he does get denied there. No one will get it. Crystal Maiden has been caught there, but they're gonna be together in the cogs. Yan G is gonna be protecting his buddy there, and that's gonna be Dark going down. PuckChamp, no reason to stop. They can go forward even more. Natty Narwhal, he would love to farm here. He's not gonna be allowed to for too long. If PuckChamp can stop him there, Slide of Fist, who gets that one? One creep is gonna be going to Young G, the other one to the bat. Nesfir has been doing a good job surviving around the map overall. You know, you're not going to be farming the fastest with the Drow, but I'm assuming he's going to get a shard here. Just make sure the lanes do get pushed out, and he does have better farming ability. But look at the Pudge. 800 gold until you have an Aghanims. That's going to be like 16, 17 minute Aghanims on the Pudge. So I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that. Still, until PuckChamp get those blinks, X3 are going to be quite safe. Drow will be finishing off the Hurricane Pike, which is going to be very important, saving him and saving his supports in this game as well. Malak not going forward. The thing about the map right now is that PuckChamp have much better vision, right? If you look at it, they have vision in the enemy jungle, they have vision in their own jungle. X3, they don't have vision at all. Hook shot onto the Crystal Maiden is going to be stopping her ulti, and with the sharpshooter, he's dead. Dark gets the kill. They have the lasso, are going to be going for the Ember. The question is, do you have the damage? The answer is no, but with the silence, you will have it there. Stolen sharpshooter, not going to be enough. Danielle, not going to be able to do anything. Here comes the Acorn shot. The Ravage does come through. When Shigetsu coming over, they might be able to finish off alone, but that's a small price to pay if you're X3. You forced out the Ravage. The hook will not connect alone, stands his ground, does as much damage as he can, and X3 get themselves out. They're going to be happy with the outcome. Finally, Nesfir joins the fight. That silence of his really did change a lot. If the Ember doesn't die, that is a completely different engagement. Malik going forward. Dark is going to be dropping low, and with the Fade Bolt, he'll be no more. There's going to be another one for PuckChamp. Sphere next on the menu. Force staffs are going to be very important in this game. X3, they need a lot of force staffs to keep their Drow safe. PuckChamp, they need a lot of force staffs to get themselves away from both the Bushwhack and the Cogs. Yep, that's the one where you would like to have that one, but not going to be doing anything. The Tide now has the pipe, but things are looking up for X3. PuckChamp, they need the Pudge to join the fights, and now with an Aghanim Scepter, he'll be able to do so. Oh, there's the hook, and with the Aghanims, they're not going to be moving too much. Oh, Slaughter Fist, they need the chains. Nah, it's going to be remnant damage enough in the end. It's the CM that secures the kill. Shigetsu joining the fights. He's going to be going for a BKB next. I would prefer a Blink. I don't think that X3 can stand their ground against him. Yes, he might die, but the amount of damage he's going to do is going to be winning them the fight for sure. It is going to be the Clockwork. Kata again. He does have the hook shot to get himself out, and Dark should be alive. That's still going to be a hook shot used. 55 seconds on the cooldown. Alec running forwards. Curry from alone. He's going to be connecting the Bushwhack. Sphere. I don't know if you want to be there, but the Brood is coming. Shigetsu's rotating as well. Let's see who's going to be doing more. There's going to be a stolen Guz. They're not doing any damage into the fight. We need to be careful, X3. This is where you don't want to fight. This is where you might not be having a good time. Till the end, we'll go for the ulti. They don't have the silence. They don't have anything. They cannot cancel it. It's doing so much damage. Finally, they will cancel it out. Shigetsu gets caught in the cogs, but doing so much damage to Dark. He's a bit too deep, don't you think? He will get lasso. He's doing so much damage to the Sharpshooter as well. He's destroying them in damage, but no one is dying on the side of XG because no one else from PuckChamp can actually connect. There was a huge amount of damage being done by Shigetsu, but he gives his life away for a mere Clockwork. It's gonna be more than enough for XG to feel super comfortable about what just happened in that fight. Next up, it's gonna be the shard for Nesfir. Not so much does he need it against the enemies, because they don't really have that many heals. But the thing is that with the shard and the multi-shot, you just clear out the wave. That is what you want. Still no good vision on the map here for X3. You might not know that this is coming. This Drow Ranger is in trouble. Sleight of Fist, Chains connects. He does have the Force Staff, gets the Gust off. Remember, think about going in. The hookshot is gonna be there, but the cogs will be stolen. Now the hookshot Dark will give his life away. A noble way to go down. Young G finishes him off, but it is gonna be the Drow surviving. Shurgrat applies pressure from the back. And that's going to be enough to dissuade PuckChamp from chasing forward. They still have a 1k gold lead, but things are looking up for X3 with every passing minute. It's getting better for him. Of course, once those Blink Daggers do come out, it's going to be a bit different. And Shigetsu, he's going for a BKB. Usually, I agree with Shigetsu in his item choices. Not so much in this game. X3, they are still not favored by EGB to win this one. Every passing minute, with every passing second. Better. Tidehunter. His Guardian Greaves will be done. He wants to go for a Blink Dagger next. Those Blink Daggers, that is when things start looking up for PuckChamp. For now, it's just gonna be Farm Fest, and X3 much happier with it. Career, bringing the shard to the Drow, immediately uses the multi-shot, and there it is. You see just how much damage he can do. G, well, is gonna be going for all those creeps. Nice usage of the Guardian Greaves there to make sure that her babies don't die. And the first Blink Dagger of the game is gonna be going onto the bat. Blink BKB. That's gonna be big. Or do you want to go with the Bat Rider? They're gonna smoke. I'm gonna assume top lane is better, because that's where you have vision if you're X3. PuckChamp, they're coming over that vision. They're gonna be taking some of it down. Tidehunter just showed himself in a ward and a sentry. He's really not a target you want to go for. Very, very hard to kill. Doesn't have that much armor, so the Drow might be doing enough. And that's looking like a very dead Shigetsu. He did get his passive off. That feels very weird to say. And it's just the flesh heap. It's no longer a passive, I guess. Does have a passive component, but that's a reveal of the Blink Dagger that puts X3 on even ground for the first time in this game. Malik, you don't have a punch, so your damage output is really not that high, and they can just chase him forever. They're gonna be slowing him down. Kraken Shell does proc denial. Daniel, sorry, he does steal the cogs there, but it doesn't matter. Inside of the cogs, Malik cannot leave. He's trying to fight his way out to that one. PuckChamp, they're getting overwhelmed by X3 now. So they only have their Ember alive. The Crystal Maiden will be coming back, but X3, they're striking back in full force, and here comes the spiders to take everything away from you. They don't really care that much about this mid lane tower, but it is going to be opening up the map significantly for them. But it's still going to be a farm fest for the side of X3. G doesn't want that BKB. But PuckChamp, you slow down the game. You didn't want this to happen. He comes back to the mid lane, and now there's going to be a hookshot pushback as well. He has been caught. And the ulti from that squirrel is not going to be coming through. But in the end, the damage will be sufficient. They do kill alone. But it is a small price to pay. X3, every single engagement, every single trade, everything has worked out for them in the last 5 minutes of this game. And this will be the case as well. 17-13. PuckChamp are leading in kills, but in gold, they are behind. Their lineup, we'll see how well it can scale. You know, their cores, I don't even have that much problem with it, but their supports don't really scale that much. Daniel on the on Rubik can scale, but the CM will become food, which can be the case for the Rubik as well. Good thing for PuckChamp, they're good at defending their heroes from the spiders. But look at the Drow Ranger approaching the BKB in S-Sphere. He'll have positioning, he'll have defense, and he'll have the damage. Just naturally being a Drow Ranger does give you massive amounts of damage here. Side of PuckChamp, they're gonna have to start itemizing against this, but first they need their blinks. But after that, you need Lotus Orbs, you need AC, you need Shivas, you need a way to prevent the physical damage of the Drow from coming through. Piercing Shot doesn't go through bonus armor, so every single item that you buy that gives you that, it's gonna be money well spent.
Dire are scanning.
Shigetsu has the BKB, wants to be fighting, doesn't have the blink, so getting close to the enemy is not gonna be easy. 6 flesh heaps for him so far. Heidi's on the bottom lane. That might be a sense of security for X3. Still have this ward here that's going to be expiring in a couple of seconds. The end. This is going to be leading the charge. Dark now comes up the hill. He's going to be frozen. Shigetsu wasn't there. They have the force staff to get him into a safe position, so he's going to be fine. Shigetsu was farming. He thought it was over. That a smoke isn't going to be giving them anything. Nesphere doesn't have the force staff now for quite some time, but it is going to be fine. Eternal Lens on the bat is done as well. That is quite big. People tend to forget how hard it is to get on top of someone with the bat. It used to be a lot bigger range, like 5 years ago, I'd say. When it was initially changed, bat players were devastated. Of course, everybody does get used to it. We just changed the way you approach the game. In terms of map control, PuckChamp, they still have more. They're farming slightly more, so you can see that the gold lead is starting to shift back into their favor a bit. Still X3 holding it slightly. Okay, so it is gonna be a blink and a halberd for the Tide. So just countering the drought, that's the path to victory right now. That's gonna be the hero that kills your cores. No one else really kills the cores on the side of PuckChamp. He has the brood, can scale, but not really with utility items that Shergrat went for. Shergrat is gonna be farming here in the mid lane in a safe position, very nicely there. He's making sure that the wave isn't pushed in the mid lane. So currently X3, what they're doing, they're playing 3 lanes. Malik gets the blink, but Nesphere gets the BKB. We'll see if Malik does get the right jump, if there's gonna be a response to the BKB from Nesphere. We did get a lot of kills in this game, but to be honest, the game has felt really stale for quite some time now. Once the Pudge gets the blink, that's probably gonna change. That is the item that PuckChamp are waiting for, but look at these spiders. They're everywhere. They follow every single move of PuckChamp. X3, they did finally connect to each other. Thinking that they can fight now with the double BKB, and they might be right. Young G has the BKB of his own, very hard to kill right now. They need to stun lock him if they want him dead. Not too easy to do for X3, but not impossible either. If you get the hook shot pushed back, the follow up can be there. Gonna go for a smoke. Understand Roche could be a big target right now. If X3 win a fight, get the Roche, that could seal the deal already. A lot of hero smokes have been broken there by the Emperor. The bat, the main wall still has it. He's found the Rubik. That's going to be an easy grab. He gets pulled to the high ground, forced up to the low ground, but you can just choose where you die. You cannot prevent your death. Jump in from Shigetsu. He does have the BKB and the ulti going to be going on to Nesphere. They still have the hook shot to stop him. The Ravage comes out just in time there, and that's going to be so much damage being done. Look at Shigetsu, what he's doing. The hook shot is going to be off the mark and also stolen by the Rubik, who did buy back. He wanted me dead, but from just some money being spent, I'm back to this one, and they're eating the Bat Rider. Shigetsu, don't do that, please. We don't need another 2020. And alone, he's going to be getting himself out there. The sleight of his chains from the Ember are not going to be coming through. Malik, that rabbit just in time. It looked like he missed Nesphere, but in the end, he does get the connection. Look at the damage being done by the Fudge. No one on the side of X3 can match that one. The thing is, the Drow, if they're sitting on top of her, she can't do the damage. X3, they thought they had that fight. They thought they got the right start, but they just can't do enough. Sphere a little bit earlier there on the BKB, but the thing is, Shigetsu, he pops the blink, he gets on top of you, he uses the BKB when he meets you. There's nothing you can do about it. The Rubik kill did take a bit longer than expected, to be honest. A bit of a mistake from the Drow using the multi-shot and just focusing him down. So the fight does go towards PuckChamp, and that's stolen hook shot. Alone has been caught. Young G coming over. Alone is not going to be going anywhere. He uses the boomerang, and that is going to be another stolen spell for Daniel. Some nice damage output there. Even bigger one for PuckChamp. Finally, they've started taking ground back. But just stopping the network chart, the margin is actually quite huge. Approaching level 20.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Boomerang. Quite nice.
I'll take that.
Imagine if he connected into multiple targets and the Pudge is in the The damage output is gonna be stupid. Pudge loses his career there. Not just the best glyph timing ever. Shigetsu is gonna be slightly annoyed by that one. He is going for Shiva. So right now, countering the Drow, it has commenced. Lotus Orbs, Halberds, ACs, that's what you do. Tidehunter is going for an AC, doesn't want to go for a Halberd. I expect the Tide to go for a Halberd and maybe an Ember, no, Lotus Orb or something along those lines. But okay. XG are also gearing up for the late game, so the late game item is a Hex. There's nothing you can do if you get Hexed. Of course, A on this can help you, but that's about it. And Tide, okay, he did switch it up. I like this Halberd much better than the AC for the Tide, at least currently. AC will be needed later on when it comes to pushing. Ember is going for a Linken's. He wants the Aghanims as well, so it's not going to be a Lotus Orb that he's gunning for. Linken's does make a lot of sense. If you're surviving as Young G, you're going to be doing too much damage. Smoke from PuckChamp. Where did they go? Who did they find? They haven't found anyone. The TPs are going to come through. Scan off the mark. Narwhal. He should know that his BKB TP can be cancelled by Shigetsu. He's not really there. Pudge is going to be level 20. Quite solid for him. What does he get on level 20? Me Too cooldown or dismember duration? I'm gonna say dismember duration. Yeah, he does go for dismember duration. Damage output can be quite nice there for sure. Malik gonna have the Halberd in no time. Bourgeois connects, doesn't really care about that one. Still has the Guardian Breeze, still has the Pipe. Still pretty much untouchable. Eva's on the Pudge, getting close to being finished off, and that is gonna be another tier 2 in favor of PuckChamp. X3 don't want to fight. If you're X3, you wanted to be ahead at this point, right? Because this next set of items is getting you already towards the late game, very early on, right? Everyone is super farmed because everyone has been farming quite a lot uncontested. And that is the thing, because ultra late game, guys, it's almost always 50-50. There are some overwhelming things that are going to be changing things, but almost always it's 50-50. Yeah. Narwhal does get the kill there. Big thing for X3 that they do have in this game that PuckChamp don't is vision. Vision, and they have a lasso, so repositioning tool. And that is something that always comes into play. So ending this game for PuckChamp is going to be very tough. So we might be having ourselves a long game here. But PuckChamp are itemizing properly to win big fights. The thing is, do you even get those big fights? Look at the graph, right? This is... This is just a very dynamic game. Those win probability still in favor of PuckChamp there. A lot of info. Look, yeah, win probability on the right, experience in the middle, net worth on the left, damage there and total damage being done. Yeah, well, Ember is gonna be the god of that one, probably for the entirety of the game. Unless there are a couple of big fights. PuckChamp, they're gunning for exactly that. And Nesphere, no, you don't want to be there. You're gonna get jumped on. And now Ethan, you need to cancel that one immediately. Nesphere, he has the force heavy, gets himself out. Silence on Shigetsu, he already popped his BKB. Hook, not gonna be used. He's gonna have a blink in a couple of seconds. His Aegis is also gonna be expiring just then. But Nesphere will be alive and well. Does get himself away. They don't have the damage necessary there to finish him off. If they had the Tide, if they had the Ravage, it would have been a dead Drow. Malik hasn't used it for quite some time. He's going for a refresher. I would like to see a Shard before it. Does make a lot of sense just to have that little bit of initiation there, so that you don't have to use the Ravage every single time. Tendrils of the Deep are a very nice spell to have. Really no downside to having it. Maybe he wants to wait for the next Rosh. If there is a Shard, I guess Rubik Shard is also nice. Let's see if he buys it. Some Rubiks wait for level 20 to have the longer range. Some Rubiks get it earlier. Against the Clockwork, I would like him to get it earlier so he can throw the Pudge out of the cogs, which would be very nice for sure for Shigetsu. Tower has fallen in the bottom lane. This is the last auto tower here, X3. Usually you would want to defend it, but when you have vision heroes, you don't have to, right? The heroes of X3 aren't necessarily like team fighty heroes. You have team fight, you go and defend this one. In this kind of scenario, you usually don't, and it is going to be going down with the glyph being used by PuckChamp. This is going to be 8 tower dead for X3, and they use the glyph as well, so they're going to have to come back to their base. This is quite big. Drums. What's the drums? Probably the Crystal Maiden. Okay, Drow, the only one. They're not going to be poking the high ground. They're not going to try to get someone there. I really like that PuckChamp bought the gem. This is gem time. It's time to make X3 uncomfortable in the map. Yes, you have a clockwork, but it's not really all that big of a deal. So if you devour the old vision and the nighttime comes, they're going to be feeling very claustrophobic on X3. The spiders of the brood, they're not what they used to be. They used to be giving 700 vision. Now they give only 300. So basically they see only if you get super close to them. So if there are any brood players in the chat, which I'm gonna guess there are. Everyone has that one friend, right? You do know how much better it was, but still how nice it is to have those spiders around the map. We're seeing the Chirgrad is gonna be microing them around, showing where the enemies are. Okay, now they're getting a bit together, so I'm not sure what he's doing, but he's feeding them at this point if they get close to the enemy. They're actually doing their best not to fight. Right now, PuckChamp, I think they've invested enough into teamfight, into countering the Drow. Now you need to be investing into catch. So boots of travel are the thing that comes to mind the most, right? Boots of travel, blinks on the supports. That is what you want. Just to be able to hold these people in place while you're showing the course on the map and get the kills. Podge going for a refresher, double dismember. That's gonna be more than 6.5 seconds that you are munching onto someone. If you do get it, and Shigetsu will have it fairly soon. If he does commit on that one. He has enough mana with the Shiva's guards. He's not gonna be having a problem in that regard. He might go for the overwhelming blink as well, so that's gonna be another high input of damage. They want to break the tide. Will they be able to? He's gonna be dodging that one, so killing him, it's not gonna be easy. He can't get the ulti off there. They're gonna be eating Nesphere, not doing any damage, and here comes the Ravage. Now you need to save the Drow. You're not gonna be saving anyone. Nesphere is dead. He gets lifted up into the air, straight into the ground. Smell the fresh air. Shigetsu is gonna make you go for that one. But the Brood, he's always knows he's gonna be turning the tide into a little piggy. No one cares. Malik, he wasn't broken there by the sharpshooter. He was broken by the Drow Ranger, but it doesn't matter. She gets to just make sure that they can't do the damage. And going forward, Daniel wants the kill alone. Will he be found? No. He'll get himself away with the scurry. The nighttime will protect him, but that's a big fight for PuckChamp. They only lose the Crystal Maiden. They claim 3 kills, 2 of which are going to be cores without buyback. You don't have the glyph. This could be at least a tier 3. They found more. They're going to be chasing for alone. Look at the damage being done. Daniel there with the spawn spiraling stolen. The damage output is insane. Young G comes over to take the kill, to secure it. Next 3, they have buybacks on the supports, but they're not going to be doing anything without the cores. Nani Narwhal throwing out the flame breaks. He does have 2 of them. Doesn't really matter. Not going to be stopping PuckChamp. We're going to be taking the first lane of racks in this game. 37 minutes in. Going to be getting a big advantage. They're actually thinking about going for more. AC on the Tidehunter. They have so much armor. 40 armor on the Tide. If you use the... if you're attacking with a Drow, piercing shot, it only takes away 10 armor for this Tidehunter. You're still gonna have to go through 30 of it. So physical damage is gonna be very, very underwhelming. And we're seeing that Nesphere, he can't do anything. He's gonna have to be dealing with the Podge, and now with a double dismember as well. Roach is gonna be up in 20 seconds. PuckChamp, they know it has to be up soon. It is a long Roach respawn. Refresher on the bat, so he wants to have a double lasso against the Lincolns here of the Ember. We'll see how much that actually helps. He's gonna have the shard too, preventing all those blinks from coming through. PuckChamp, they were able to break the game. X3, they're in a smoke. 5 of them, they know they have to fight now. When there's no ravage, they're gonna get a lasso onto Crystal Maiden. That's the one that doesn't have a buyback. There's gonna be a stolen lasso onto the Drow. She has been caught, she has been pulled. They're gonna get the second lasso onto Shigetsu, but he doesn't care because no one is attacking him, just standing his ground and just letting you smell the stench, and it is unbearable for X3. That is why they're gonna get absolutely demolished in this fight as well. Dark, he's flying away. Yep, he might look like Iron Man, but we know that he never ran from a fight. Shergrad has been caught, surrounded by 3 heroes. He's gonna be taken down as well, squashed beneath the power of Shigetsu, and it's time for a push yet again. You do have buybacks on 3 of your heroes. You don't have it on the bat. But the question is, if you use those, can you really? Do you have the capacity to come back into this game? But you're gonna have to do it, or you might just lose all of your axes. They do have the glyph. Hookshot is available. Dark has the arcane rune and the buyback. He can give his life away for this one. Okay, last lane of racks. No, PuckChamp, they really want the buybacks. Scratch that. Let's not put ourselves in an uncomfortable position. Just go for the mega creeps. Glyph will get used. PuckChamp, is it gonna be enough for them to pull back? It doesn't look likely. They still want to stay here. Creeps are in the base. There's nothing you can do about that one. This could be another lane of racks. Megas. X3, can you fight against those? They're going for it. They're going with the AC. They have the attack speed, and look at the damage. It's really not that underwhelming. X3, they're just looking as their base is crumbling. They're not defending their home. They say we'll play against Megas. Well, that is a bad move. They're not gonna go for a buyback, and now it is gonna be PuckChamp that are going forward. The 4-step from Dark is gonna be take up flight there. Silence onto the Pudge. He pops the BKB, and there's the Ravage Sphere. Nice reaction there, just in time. Doesn't get that one. Let's see if they can pull the Pudge into the fountain. They'll be able to do it. He's gonna be a biggie, a fat one at that, but he's not gonna be able to survive the fountain. Does buy back immediately. He's probably gonna be coming in with the boots of travel. No, he's waiting a little bit. See what he goes for. He did go for the dismember talent on level 25, and Shigetsu, he's waiting for the money. He bought back to be in his base. Charge from the Crystal Maiden, not gonna be doing too much. And Shigetsu, he's just watching his teammates die. He bought back so that his teammates would go down, stay there. Oh, our carry is coming. No, no one is coming to save you. This is our base. X3, they're still in the game. They have to go for smoke. They have to take the Roche. If they allow PuckChamp to get it against the Megas, against the Aegis, you're not gonna win. The question is, though, do you and how do you leave the base? This is, I don't even want to say it's dangerous for PuckChamp. I don't know even if Shigetsu dies back. He's gonna be dead for 2 minutes, but do you really win the game in those 2 minutes? You might be able to take the Roche. Rubik does buy back. PuckChamp, they're not gonna let this one go. They don't have the Ravage. It's not gonna be easy. Remnant of the Ember, it's gonna be in the pit. Doesn't get vision. Just cancels those blink daggers, dealing the overtime damage. They have the pipe to prevent it. Gleipnir, they're connecting onto the Drow, but Nesphere is gonna be fine. They just want to make sure that the enemies don't get the Roche, and they're gonna have to go back to the base. Now it's time to chase. Someone needs to deal with the Mega. Spark Locker has been caught, pulled back. He's have a 4-staff to get himself into a safe position yet again, but nowhere is safe. Young G gets the kill. Shigetsu gets pushed to the low ground, and they're gonna be going for the Roche. That is a very dead big dragon. Look at the 2 fatties, Malik and Shigetsu. He's going over him. Shard will be given to the Tide, so he is gonna have the tendrils of the deep right now. That's why I didn't want to bite. Pudge, level 25. He puts his teeth into you. He's gonna be doing so much damage. The hook almost on the mark. He's gonna be broken. Doesn't really care too much about it. Yetsu, 3.6k HP, 2 lives. You need to be doing 7.2k damage to this guy, and his armor is actually quite high. X3 tries to protect their base. He gets to jump in. That's a lot of damage being done. He's gonna be lassoed yet again. Is he going into the fountain one more time? Yes, he is. And no, you're not leaving this one. This is going to be your grave for a very long time. He will be popping the refresher there. Has the blink dagger. I don't think he's gonna be able to use it. Jumping into that one. Shigetsu just walks out, and now we fight on my territory, which is right outside of your fountain. But while that's happening, the creeps are finishing off the throne, and PuckChamp, they don't want to be playing this one any longer. Game 1 is over. PuckChamp victorious, and X3 helpless to defend their throne. Shigetsu, he did spend quite a lot of time there in the enemy fountain, but it is not enough. Through the flesh heap, through all of the defenses that he has, he survives with the second life, just walks himself out and makes sure that he creates the space for the mega creeps to end the game. And that's gonna be game number 1 of PuckChamp versus X3, where PuckChamp do get the victory. That was I don't want to say an easy one, but there was only like 5 minutes in that game where I thought, okay, X3, they might have this one. They're looking good. They're getting their items. But as soon as PuckChamp started itemizing properly, Halberds, Shivas, ACs, the Drow Ranger stopped dealing the damage, and he just couldn't stand his ground. That fight where X3 smoked up, they found the Rubik, took them way too long to kill him. That is where all of this has shown us pretty much how the fights are going to be going. That was a 9-second BKB of Nesphere, and they did absolutely nothing. They lost the fight, and after that, it was all downhill for X3, and PuckChamp will get the victory. But guys, we still have at least one more game on our hands. If PuckChamp win, that's going to be it for today, and X3 are going to be losing another series. PuckChamp getting themselves closer to Division 1. If, on the other hand, X3 wins, then we are going to be having a decider. So what's going to happen? We don't know. But you know what? We're going to find out after a short break, so stay with us.